My loveliest, lovely Virgos, this is your horoscope for July 2024. And July will be an amazing month. Whatever you need to start in July. Whatever you have in your mind, initiated in July. Because August, we have your ruler, Mercury retrograde. Meaning in August, there should be no signing papers. Better to avoid those things, buying technological things. When Mercury retrogrades, Mercury is the planet of communication and signing contracts. Whenever we should try to avoid signing contracts and communicating, negotiating during retrograde or buying expensive things, which will happen in August, because then we might somehow not like the thing at the end or change our mind about the whole deal, and some things might not be going well, some things might be wrong, quite a lot of miscommunication, miswriting, and all the stuff. That's why during Mercury retrograde, better not to start anything because it will have a slow start. Now, so July will be an amazing month to do all those things, to start, to sign papers, to initiate, to begin, to open business, and all that stuff. Now, in July, we have amazing planetary activity. They are very friendly with each other. And in your case, my dear Virgos, it will be exactly that axis activated, which is responsible for our future and for our hopes and wishes and for happiest part of our life, where we happy, where we are, future oriented, our business, our kids, if you have them or you don't have them, anyhow, July will activate, planets in July will activate that part of your life, your creative area, what you wish for yourself in the future, what your talents, your skills, all those things will get boost because all the planets, new moon and full moon, will activate those 2 points in your chart. Now, let's begin step by step. 2nd of July. July will start from the get-go. 2nd of July will be very active, planetary active day because quite many things will be changing in the sky, and 2nd of July will start exactly with your ruler, Mercury, planet of communication and signing contracts. Mercury rules all the things that we speak, think, and communicate. And also, Mercury is about information. It's about technology also. Information is now the most valuable thing. If you have the right information, you are the richest person. So now that Mercury, planet that actually is responsible for those things, is going to move into your 12th house on 2nd of July. Now, 12th house is a very private part in your chart and in your life. This is the last house in our horoscope where we do all the things hidden, where we don't show people what we do, whatever we do in solitude. For example, when we research something, we're quite like alone and long hours and by ourselves. This is also 12th house where we want to be alone and kind of do some sort of this meticulous kind of work. Now, your Mercury is going exactly to that part of your chart on 2nd of July, meaning you might start in July researching something or doing something, initiating something which is, you will be doing alone, like behind the doors, where nobody sees you and hears you. Something that you will be preparing for the world to see later by yourself, And some of you, 12th house is also about far lands, like very, very far. Maybe there might be some information is coming to you around 2nd of July from foreign lands, let's say. Maybe it's about your work, or it's about you yourself, your plans. And especially if you plan to, update, let's say, your job, your career, like position, then there might be some news coming there by the beginning of July from those far away lands, let's say. And some of you might be really, go deep into like the psychological, esoteric subjects like astrology, numerology, all those mystical parts, because 12 house also covers that part, like our subconscious mind, what we hungry for in our subconscious mind to, untangle all those secrets of the universe. You might be actually, some of you, my dear Virgos, might start like researching quite a lot about those subjects too. And also, for some of you, it's actually might be actually retreat. You might travel somehow. You might get rest to be more like private, near water or near nature specifically. You might pay attention to your health. Like there might be nothing wrong about your health. It's just you want a boost your immune system, for example, and you will go to some sort of treatments, maybe massage sessions or any other treatment, any other sort of kind of retreat also to some places. You might be visiting those places, power places like church or any other, like actually traveling far to those power, that the places that has meaning to you, like on a subconscious level. And this, your 12th house, will get activated by Venus, planet of love and beauty, on 11th of July. So in the middle of July, this 12th house will still be active by two planets, Mercury and Venus. And Venus being a planet of beauty, you might be actually situated in a beautiful, luxurious place. You will be in awe, of the place. You might be, if you might be traveling, then you will love that place because the place will be magical and beautiful because Venus is there, and Venus is all about beauty. It's all about love. And it seems like you might be in these kind of places, or even if you have a treatment to do, then that treatment will go amazing way. You will love that treatment and even maybe repeat in the future. And some sort of also could be luxurious place or luxurious treatment too, maybe facial massage or anything sort of that. Also, you will be prone to donate, to make donations, because Venus is also not only planet of love and beauty, it's also planet of money. And it's coming to your 12th house, and 12th house is where we do some sort of charity. You might be drawn to do some charities too around beginning of July. Now, when your ruler, for the whole July, your ruler will stay in this your private 12th house, but on 26th of July, by the end of July, it will move out into your sign, my dear Virgos, into your first house. Now, Mercury is coming home, and Mercury feeling perfect in your sign because it rules your sign. This is your ruler planet, and Mercury will be sharp as possible, and there you might have quite a lot of boost. And this is your ruler, and it will give you some power, sharp mind, especially at work. And even you might be thinking about changing some things, like maybe you will change your wardrobe or hairstyle. Some sort of these things might happen. And also some papers might be signing quite a lot because Mercury is, signing contracts planet, and it's coming into your first house. You might be signing papers by 26th of July, but don't do it in August because August Mercury goes retrograde. Actually, already by end of July it will start shadow period. That's called, shadow period is the period when Mercury is getting ready to, already slowing down, getting ready to move backwards, meaning retrograding. So it will not retrograde in July, but it will start getting ready. So better to slow down with all the important decisions, for signing papers. Now, as I said, 2nd July will be quite active day, planetary active day, and another planet, Neptune. It's a planet of magic, imagination, illusions, and planet of intuition also. Now, Neptune on 2nd of July will move retrograde. It will start its retrograde period in your house of true commitment relationships, true committed relationships. Your, for example, husband or wife or long-term partner is here in the 7th house. Now, 7th house is responsible for all those people, all the relationships that are important and that are long-term. And also including your business partners, because whenever we sign papers to build a relationship, then that's in your 7th house. When we have a business partner, we'll also sign a paper. When we get married, we also sign a paper. So that's why in your husband, let's say wife, a long-term partner also, and your business partners are exactly in the 7th house. Now, Neptune is the planet of magic, as I said, imagination and inspiration. It's going retrograde, meaning moving backwards, meaning slowing down. It will not stop influencing your 7th house, giving it amazing picture perfect kind of picture, because Neptune is like, looking at the world through pink glasses. Now, this Neptune in your 7th house might be like, actually might have been giving you this sort of illusion of your partner. You've been looking at your partner with the perfect picture side, let's say, and you've been looking at your partner with all the, let's say, only positive side and not noticing any flaws. But let me tell you good news. Neptune will retrograde until 8th of December. So you remember this, pretty much end of the year. So from 2nd of July until December, next half of part of this year, Neptune will move backwards, and the news is that it will follow another planet, Saturn, which went already retrograding exactly in the same house, 7th house of committed relationships. Now, Saturn is the planet of restrictions, planet of responsibilities. This planet makes us sober, and it's exactly in your 7th house. Now, if Neptune is giving you this sort of a pink glasses, kinda looking at with the pink glasses to your second half and your business partners, but Saturn is also situated in your seventh house. Now Saturn gives kind of sober mind, so these two are, in a blend, kind of a mixture, giving you sometimes that and sometimes this. So it's actually beneficial to you, because this is, at the end of the day, like, it will give more of a true picture of your partners and of your love partners. Now Saturn went retrograde on 29th of June, few days before, like a couple of days before Neptune, and it will stay retrograding, meaning moving backwards, until 15th of November, also pretty much for half a year, until end of the year. So these two planets, they are heavy planets, meaning karmic planets. They are influenced more on subconscious level. We don't so much get, let's say, occasions or situations directly materialize in our world with these planets. It's more on the level of our subconscious mind, how we are evolving on a soul level, on our, like, let's say, inside of our head, psychological level. Now these two planets will give you, for the next like half a year, 6 months, like background picture, like in the background, meaning in your subconscious mind and even conscious mind, but time to time, like flashbacks, kind of will be giving the topics about your partnerships, about what kind of partner you have now. Let's say if you are in a marriage, or even not, and if you have a long-term partner, then these two, planets, they are directly speaking to you. And if you are single, then they will be teaching you what kind of values you want to see, what kind of partner and characteristics you want to see in your partner. These things will be kind of in your mind at the background play, time to time, giving, some signals, knowing about them, letting you to know about them, that they are working, they are making you progress, and they are progressing you, and evolving your soul, your understanding about yourself, about your core self, on the matter of partnerships. And it doesn't matter if it's love or business. So this planet's job will be kind of a sort of a, like a background play, and other planets are responsible for day-to-day, situations and kind of people that gives us lesson. But these two planets, what they will be giving for the next half year, by their retrograding motion, meaning moving backwards, slowing down things, they will be giving like sort of this true evolution, true sort of maturing, stage and level of your awareness and all this stuff. Okay, let's move with the new moon. Now, 6th of July, we have amazing, picture perfect, pitch new moon. It's a diamond new moon. This new moon will happen in your expansion house. Now, 11th house is all about future. It's a future house. It's a house of internet. Internet is a huge, right? It's crazy big. Now, and it's vast, and it's exactly the same. That's why internet is here in your 11th house. Social media also, your friends also in your 11th house. Bigger social circle is also here. Society is in the 11th house. Now, new moons are all about new beginnings. They are telling new stories, or they are bringing new people, or they are bringing new sort of information into your life, something intriguing. And this new moon is amazingly positive. You could only wish for this new moon to happen in this future house. Now it's happening exactly at 14 degrees, meaning those of you who are born beginning of September, 4th of September to be precise, plus or minus 5 days around this date, will be affected the most by this new moon. And my dear Virgos, so to be clear, any new moons and any full moons, they don't necessarily act exactly the same day. Allow it 10 days. In a span of 10 days, they will bring their message, meaning 5 days before they appear and 5 days after they appear. So within these 10 days, like in this case, it's 1st of July until 10th of July, right? So this new moon will bring the message to you. Now, okay, let's concentrate on this new moon. New moon on 6th of July will be supported by Saturn, planet of work, planet of responsibilities and discipline, which is transiting your committed partnerships house, right? Now, another planet will support that new moon. It's Mars. And Mars is the planet of motivation. It's our engine. That planet makes us do things and create things, make things happen. Not sit on one place, because Mars is like, okay, let's go and get it done. Like, this kind of planet. Now, Mars being like a fire planet, being a action planet, it's situated in your ninth house, house of travel, house of your higher mind, house of education for some of you guys, house of religion also, your belief, your system, in what you believe in life. Now Mars is exactly firing up your ninth house at that time on 6th of July around this new moon, and Saturn is speaking, talking to you through your committed relationship house. The new moon is happening at in your 11th house. Now, what is this 11th house? As I said, it's the most expansive house. Seems like your wish is granted, my dear Virgo, especially for you guys who were born in the beginning of September. Seems like whatever you wish you are holding in your heart will be, granted. It might come true. This new moon has the power to bring your wish into reality, especially if it's related with business for some of you, and for some of you if it's related with your committed relationship with your husband or wife or long-term partner, and also something related to foreign, anything foreign, because Mars in ninth house suggests that it might be your partner is a foreigner, let's say someone who speaks different language or from different culture than yours, or it might be related to education. It might, if you are at that age, maybe your wish was to enter a university or a college or school, the dream of yours, no, like, and maybe it might be that around 6th of July then this new moon will deliver you that letter of entrance, to that university, acceptance letter. And also it might be related to love. As I said, you might actually get proposed. If you've been in a long-term relationship, my dear Virgos, this will be your new moon. You might get proposed, or you will propose, and you will actually create your family. Or if you say it's not my business or not my love thing, then it might be actually related to social media, your internet. You might open your page and start being kind of a blogger or creator. This by this new moon you will start this action, but it seems like you will be with someone together creating things, whether it's a social media or anything related to internet, online thing. You might start working online. Maybe it's that, if you've been before working, let's say, on site, going every day to your work, like company, this new moon has the power to make it online. Maybe you're switching job and now you are becoming remote employee, and it's perfect and you're moving somewhere, and traveling with your work, let's say. And it somehow, maybe it was supported by your company or by your husband or wife. And also about business, if you had a wish, like, open a business and expand it somehow, then this new moon has that power to bring that in front of your door. Seems like you will have the right business partner. You will find that business partner, and you might get actually job offer around this new moon if that was your wish. And that job offer seems like will come from a foreign land as well, because Mars is in the ninth house. And also, for some of you, it might be as simple as your friends, friendship is forming during the 6th of July. You might have a new friend around this new moon, or something is positive happening in your friend's life. You will get the news from your friend. Maybe they're getting married, or it might be they're having a baby, or anything else. Something very positive is coming from your friend, some news. And also 11th house is all about social clubs, like, those clubs, groups, like social circle. You might enter a new sort of social circle. You might have new friends. Maybe you will get interested in, let's say, I don't know, football, or you will get interested in basketball or anything else, like reading. So you might join those clubs with with people with the same interest as you, and this will be the start. This new moon will bring that start to you. And 11th house is also the house of harvesting results. You might get some sort of recognition for your work done. Maybe you will earn some title at your work. Maybe you will earn some sort of prize or achievement, for your efforts, for your work well done, my dear Virgos. That's an amazing new moon. Whatever is that, I'm very happy for you. Something is very positive is coming into your life, my dear Virgos. Now, let's move forward. 15th of July, we have Mars, planet of action and motivation, making conjunction, meaning coming together with Uranus. Now, Uranus is the planet of surprises and planet of electricity. and electrical shock. That's why, no wonder, in astrology, you never know what Uranus is going to bring into your life. And Mars together with Uranus, it's a bit of an explosive aspect. But here, as I see in your chart, it's a positive, let's say, aspect. Because also, third planet, Neptune, planet of magic, planet of imagination and dreams, is making softer, that touch between Mars and Uranus, by sending vibrations to both of them from your committed relationship house. Now, Mars and Uranus will be meeting each other in your house of travel, in your house of foreign lands, far lands, and also higher mind. And also, nine houses also covers education. It also covers publishing. Now, Mars and Uranus might bring actually news that your book getting published, for which you will be happy, and your spouse or like committed, partner, like your wife or business partner, might be helping out on that. Actually, you might say thank you to them, or it might be actually in their life, their book is getting published. Also, nine house is about travel. You might have opportunity and sudden, unexpected opportunity to travel, which will also happen around 15th of July with Mars together with Uranus. You might get this opportunity, and it seems like it might be because of your work, and because it might be, in some cases, it might be because of your health. Maybe you might need some checkups in some other, countries. So you will go and reach out actually for help. And your, whoever will be beside you will be very supportive of your decision and will support you actually. For some of you, it might be about education, especially those of you who've been wishing to study. This 15th of July will bring amazing news and sudden, unexpected news that you've got, accepted also to university, or you're gonna, it might be actually also the news that you have to study, go back to school. But the as I see here, because Mars is in your, Mars naturally rules your house of funding. Seems like you will have the funding, so no worries about money. And plus, your surrounding is very supportive, my dear Virgos. And for those of you who are busy with, sort of with all things foreign documents like visas, passports, citizenships, and travel documents like residence permits, 15th of July will be the day you might get sudden news about your application for those things. Or you might actually apply around those things. You might actually get notified about the status of your visa or documents, anything related to travel, immigration, anything related to foreign. Now, on 20th of July, Mars then goes and moves into your highest point of your chart, career chart and social status, 10th house. Now, 10th house, if you look at the clock, it always in astrology shows 12 o'clock. Now, that's the highest point of your chart, and Mars enters there, and Mars is amazing. You have amazing placement with Mars in 10th house, because Mars is this active planet. It's like, let's go, let's do, let's make it happen, let's create this kind of, it's a very motivational planet. It's our engine, and when Mars hits your 10th house after, like on 20th of July, so after 20th of July, your career gets hit. Your career gets bloomed, because you might be actually getting news all about your perspective, let's say job opportunity or job offer. You might hear back from recruiters if you've applied before, or you might start applying. Mars will give you that drive for a new career, that hunger for a new position, for a new role, with better salary, with better responsibilities, and with better influence, because 10th house is a reputation house. Your reputation will be on fire and even your reputation will precede your name, my dear Virgos. You have amazing stellar chart from and up until next year, June 2025, to make for yourself a big name, because Jupiter, the most amazing planet, is exactly in your 10th house. It entered your 10th house last month, and it's firing up that 10th house, your hunger, and Jupiter is expanding it, giving you that opportunities of new job, new collaborations, new offers, new position, and reputation. Your reputation is on rise, my dear Virgos. Just mark my words. If you want to check this, you can write down what is your salary now and what is your position now, where you work now. And then next year, 2025 in June, you look back and see what has changed since then. You will be surprised, my dear Virgos, positively surprised. Now, coming back to Mars. So as I said, Mars will fire, will make you hunger, make your desire, that for the new opportunities, better job. And for some of you, my dear Virgos, it might be not about even career, it might be about social status, because 10th house is all about our social status, who we are in the bigger society, what kind of roles we have, meaning are we a parents, or are we single, are we married, or do we have kids, all those things, and Mars here seems like might give you that desire actually for social status, and also some quite a lot of movement, changing from your social status, maybe employed or unemployed or student and now part-time, worker and all this stuff. Mars here will give you that drive actually to change your situation in a bigger society. Also, 10th house is all about our father and father's life, and also our manager's life. If nothing is, let's say you say nothing is happening in my life, everything is perfect, then it might be about your father's life, or it's also might be about your manager's life, because then Mars will be giving quite a lot of news in their life that will affect you also. Now let's move to full moon. 21st of July, we have full moon in your house of joy, because fifth house that full moon is happening is called joy house, house of joy, house of children. Fifth house is all the things that we create, like our children, our talents. The fifth house is where we are happiest, where we are love our life and ourselves. It's kind of show house, like those actors, singers. If that's your profession, this full moon is about you, my dear Virgos. Those of you who are in the creative area, this full moon will be speaking exactly to you, because fifth house is all about that creative area, and also it's a love house, flirting house, romance house. This house not about committed relationships, but that stage of relationships when we just started, like dating time, falling in love kind of stage. Now that full moon will be happening at 29 degrees, meaning those of you who are born 20th of September, so pretty much towards last degrees of Virgo, last days of Virgo sign, plus or minus 5 days, will be affected the most. And the full moons are all about endings. They bring conclusions to some situation that been already there, or they also have a function to put your attention, actually to bring your attention to something that needs your action, immediate action, like resolution to something or someone or to some situation that needs your immediate attention, and also action. Now that full moon will be in conjunction happening with Pluto, and Pluto is planet of transformation and rebirth. Pluto, will be situated in your house of work, day-to-day assignments, schedule, because sixth house is all about that, and it's also about our health, daily health, our physical state. And Pluto is transiting your that sixth house for the next 20 years. And all the full moons that will be happening falling near the Pluto in that house will be most important, my dear Virgos. Now, and full moon will be in conjunction to that Pluto, but this full moon is also amazingly very positive, because other planets will be supporting this full moon too, like Mars. Mars is the planet of action, as I said, which is from 20th of July, one day before of this full moon, already went into your career house. And another planet that will be very supportive is Neptune. Neptune is planet of magic and imagination, and it's transiting your committed partnerships house. Neptune will be sending to that full moon amazing vibrations. And Mars, that is also supporting that full moon in amazing big ways, will still be in conjunction with Uranus, together with this planet of surprise. And, full moon, let's decode this. Now, full moon is in the fifth house. Now, something dear to your heart, because fifth house is a pleasure house, coming to a culmination. It might be your romance that you've started recently. Now you would want to make it to the next level, to transfer it to the committed relationships level. You might propose around this full moon, or you might get proposed, because also Pluto is in conjunction to this full moon, and Pluto is the ruler of your third house, like signing contracts, like binding contracts house, and it's happening in your house of work and day-to-day life. Seems like your life and everyday schedule is changing with this full moon, or something is coming to an end also, even if it's a relationship that is coming to an end. That kind of finish line will be also beneficial to you, and somehow you will be happy about it. About this full moon vibration is like something will be very scary and uncertain to make and to do, and this full moon will bring, but at the same time Mars and Uranus will give you that bravery and certainty of your decision. So at the end of the day, you will be still happy with your decision and very sure of your decision. So whatever is that, my dear Virgos, don't be afraid and go and do whatever your heart tells to do. Now, full moon in the fifth house is also, about might be your children. Maybe they are graduating. It might be their graduation time. Or it might be that they are moving out. Let's say they're going for studies, or they are going to travel, or just live independently. And there is a decision that they will say you that, tell you that they are moving out. And this will be like end of the story, let's say, of living together with your kids. It might be also that. Or they might simply, as I said, graduate, anything like kindergarten, school, or preschool, or even college. And for some of you, it might be totally only about business. For example, if you say it's not about love, I'm not flirting, I'm not dating. If you say I don't have kids, then it might be about business. Because for those of you who have business, then it seems like this full moon will bring conclusion, kinda. Like you might exit the business, close the business, and you will still feel that that was the right decision, my dear Virgos. Do not worry about that. And you might be closing some creative project or bringing to culmination, like that project will bring you results. Seems like something related to, art, something related to acting, dancing, singing, I don't know, modeling, whatever is related to creativity and art. Something is coming to fruition, it will blossom, it will bloom. Or vice versa, you will finish your, I don't know, tour, or you're recording a music, or you will release your album, let's say, or exhibition will happen of your drawings and masterpieces. This might also happen. And also fifth house is actually, about hobbies and talents. It might be that your hobby and talent around this full moon will get attention, because full moon puts such a big light on your talents and hobbies, because it's happening in your fifth house. So it might be your talent or your hobby might become your new job, your main job, your main work, main source of income, and because it will get such a big attention, and you might even get some business partners around your hobbies and all those talents. Because Mars here exactly is speaking from your 10th house. It's also the highest point of chart. So it seems like you might have a chance around this full moon to convert your talents and skills into something famous, into something big, and into something, long term that will bring you also money and partnerships and collaborations. Also, if full moon actually might bring, because it's happening in a kid's house, like children's house, might be actually you giving birth. It might give you literal child, or it might give you a news of pregnancy, because it's also in conjunction with Pluto, which is in your health house. Seems like you are releasing, maybe you are birthing, let's say, a human, or you are actually knowing that now your body, your health will be different because you're pregnant. Something like this, and this kind of topics are activated around this full moon. So anyhow, the news will be positive. So stay tuned for this full moon, my dear Virgos, and manifest. And lastly, 22nd of July, we have Sun, light of our universe and giver of life, will move into your 12th house. That's when you will be truly on vacation mode because 12th house is the rest house, when we have to rest before our birthday kicks in. And it will be exactly that time when you will get rest before your birthday season starts, my dear Virgos. By the end of July, when Sun moves into your hidden part, 12th house, rest and retreat and travel kind of house, treatment house, you will get more relaxed vibrations. You will be in tune with the relaxation, because before our birthday we always need to settle down and we always need to calm down and rest. So get power. As soon as the moon will hit our first house, then we will have sense of new life. Our solar year starts. Now, this was your horoscope for July, my dear Virgo. Stay tuned for August, and don't forget to check your rising sign, meaning ascendant, and moon sign, because those are important. And for me personally, my ascendant works and never fails me. So make sure to check those two signs too to get a fuller picture. And as you're analytical, to understand yourself, which sign actually is more influencing you currently in your current stage of life. That's how we get understanding. That's why make sure to check those other two of your signs too. Wish you amazing July. Bye bye.